AskReddit by spiraling. What immediately tells you that a person wasn't raised right? They throw trash out a car window. I live on a busy road and I'm so sick of people throwing their trash in front of my house. Some guy tosses out a tall boy beer nearly every workday. I can't wait to move. Also so many cigarette butts. We live in a high fire hazard area, so I'm worried one of these days they'll start a fire. I try to go pick up litter twice a month. People who dump refrigerated grocery products on random aisles. This freaked me out one day when I buying a case of water and found a case of rotting hamburger meat. Lack of consideration for others. That basically sums up all the other points mentioned here. Lack of personal accountability. They can never admit wrongdoing on their part, it's always someone else's fault. I once had an ex who didn't follow office policy. He went as far as to blame a state senator for why he got fired. No, it was not a government job. At all. Littering. Deleted. When they talk badly about someone who hasn't done anything wrong behind their back. This. I've seen co-workers talking behind the back of new employees and drawing conclusions about every aspect of their life. Like, you've seen that person for 3 days, UMF. When a person is supposed to apologize but makes excuses instead. Eater. This is to be distinguished from those who are simply trying to give an explanation to clear a misunderstanding. The best I got from my ex was the "I'm sorry, but..." They litter. Not small things like cigarette butts or straw wrappers either, which is bad enough, but I'm talking like whole McDonald's bags out the window on the highway. Fuck those people. This is the 3rd time I've seen littering in these comments, and all 3 times McDonald's out of a car window is the example. Finding cruelty funny. Pranking people is usually just cruelty recorded. They consistently blame all their problems on someone else. When they can't take no for an answer. Edit. Damn, I didn't expect all these upvotes. Thank you. I'm inclined to blame a culture that insists taking no for an answer is the same as giving up. Being super rude to people in any service profession. There is a time and place for actual, appropriate complaints, but I see people constantly abuse service staff for no damn reason. Hell, even using please and thank you seems beyond some people. Bums me out. My family and I once went to a restaurant and my mom's boyfriend, a grown-ass man nearing his 50s, refused to say please and thank you because the employees were the ones serving him, which I'm guessing that in his mind translated to "you're working for me, therefore I don't have to show you respect." It was ridiculous and honestly embarrassing. He got mad when my sibling and I called him out on it. They are the ones serving you, so you should treat them with decency. Having kids only to neglect or abandon them. Deleted. Zero manners. When they are rude to customer service workers. When they put the empty milk carton back in the fridge like they just birthed it. My brother was raised right. Little fucker still does this. Only 1 out of 4 kids who pulls this shit. Except he'll leave 1 gulp and claim it's not empty. Or he'll put the Raisin Bran Crunch back in the pantry with literally 10 flakes and half a raisin. No clusters. No clusters. When a person doesn't respect the word no, when someone feels entitled to know why a person says no, then they weren't raised to mind their own business. Like, why even ask if you've already decided for me? When someone looks down at others based on what they do, that just clearly shows that they've learned the same thing from their caregivers. Give the janitor the same level of respect as the CEO. Lack of self-awareness, making everything about them, talking over others, dismissing other people's opinion, general lack of respect for shared spaces, putting their dishes away, hanging wet towel back on a rack. Hanging wet towel back on rack? Like the towel bar in the bathroom that's there to dry towels? Being inconsiderate, selfish, or spoilt and seeing nothing wrong with that. When someone apologizes, and then adds a bit onto it. For example, my boss held a meeting among the kitchen staff where he apologized for his attitude, and then added, "But you guys need to understand that I'm a no bullshit kind of person." No sir, that's not how apologies work. What if it's a, "But, I'm working on getting better. Please be a little patient with me, I'll do my best." Being rude to service staff. They are okay with the dog pooping inside. What? Racism, mistreating animals, and littering are just a few. I absolutely agree with all three, but when someone treats animals poorly I feel like it's the height of insensitivity. Animals are innocent and they can't speak for themselves. How could you ever hit them or mistreat them in any way? People who don't pick up their dog's poo. Nobody wants to step in that literal shit, and it breeds disease. I was walking my dog, and this man was watching his large dog poo, then he walked away. I was so mad, muttering profanities under my breath, when I saw him walk back and pick it up. He hadn't had a bag and had walked to the dog station to get one. I felt like such a heel. But I have walked past so many piles of poop, and find it so inconsiderate and trashy. Laughing at people that are suffering because poverty, illness is funny. Not using a turn signal blinker. Maybe you are tired and forgot to use it on that one turn, but if you don't use it on that next turn you make capital punishment. Always taking but never giving. Honestly, not much. I've seen great parents end up with garbage children, and great people spawned from garbage parents. I try not to ascribe blame nor credit when it can't be reliably applied. Well said. We all inherit certain traits from our parents, even if we don't want them. But we don't all make the same decisions. When they belittle someone for one of their interests or hobbies. Very few things make me as upset when someone is telling another person or a group of people about one of their passions and someone puts them down or makes fun of them for it. I grew up in a family where the only acceptable enthusiasm was sports. Everything else was cringe. As an adult I'm still super reluctant to talk about things I'm passionate about because I'm afraid people will think it's stupid. I have had so many conversations with my kids about things I'm not remotely interested in because I want them to feel like their interests are worthwhile. 1980s Japanese cars? Sure. Legend of Zelda? Alright. When they have zero accountability for their actions and act purely out of selfishness, having no regard for how their decisions might affect others. When they say you are so sensitive after saying something shitty. No indoor voices. Those people who have to half yell everything they say. People who talk loudly enough to annoy other people in public spaces. Deleted. Lack of personal accountability. They can never admit wrongdoing on their part, it's always someone else's fault. Putting feet on seats on public transport. Playing music videos, phone conversations through their phone speaker. Dropping litter. Not holding door for person behind them. Honestly, the list is endless and getting worse. Do you know who I am? Why are you asking? You should know that. When the whole world is about them. They expect everything to go their way and go out of their way to make others miserable whenever it doesn't. If I hear their phone calls or videos in public. I work retail and the parents who let their kids watch videos in the stroller at full volume drive my crazy. Headphones exist. Nobody around you should have to tolerate 30 straight minutes of loud annoying kid YouTube videos. It happens every single day and I thought I was just being uptight about it. Leaving their shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot. Interrupting others when they are talking and not showing manners to the wait staff. Spitting in public. The way they speak to customer service and hospitality staff, for example rude to waiters, overly demanding. Chewing with their mouth open. When I have to keep reminding them that they owe me money. Acting like a child in adulthood. I'm telling my mum. Confederate flags. Or Nazi flags. Rude to elders for no reason. Complete inability to stomach differing opinions, cultures, worldviews. How they are with animals.